So again, we are told about a spider woman who visited the locality as a part of a carnival. And when the spider woman visited the people, the entire people went to see the spider woman because she was more attractive than the angel, because the spider woman was more vocal and expressive. It so happened that during those days, among so many other carnival attractions, there arrived in the town the travelling show of the woman who had been changed into a spider for having disobeyed her parents. The admissions to see her was not only less than the admission to see the angel, but people were permitted to ask her all manner of questions about her absurd state and to examine her up and down so that no one could ever doubt the truth of her horror. She was a frightful tarantula, the size of a ram and with the head of a sad maiden. What was the most heartrending, however, was not her outlandish shape, but the sincere affliction with which she recounted the details of her misfortune. So again, we are told about a spider woman who visited the locality as a part of a carnival. And when the spider woman visited the people, the entire people went to see the spider woman because she was more attractive than the angel, because the spider woman was more vocal and expressive. And the spider woman was transformed or changed into a spider woman because of her disobedience. And the spider woman is so eloquent that and accessible that people could talk to her and people could see her inside out, and she allowed people to be close to her and to express their thoughts and feelings towards her. So that accessibility is making the tarantula, the spider woman, more the cynosure of the people as time progressed. So people started rushing towards the spider woman in large numbers, which led to a slow draining of the visitors and the pilgrims to the house of Pelayo. So that's a huge relief for parish priest. While still practically a child, she had sneaked out of her parents' house to go to a dance, and while she was coming back through the woods after having danced all night without permission, a fearful thunderclap rent the sky in two, and through the crack came the lightning bolt of brimstone that changed her into a spider. So that is the heartrending reality regarding the spider woman, and she is narrating what happened to her due to her disobedience. So one night she disobeyed her parents and went out for dancing, and while returning she was burned down by lightning and thunderclap, and she got harmed by the sudden bolt of lightning, and that's how she got changed into a spider. And this story is narrated openly to the people, to the onlookers, by the spider woman. So in all aspects, the spider woman happens to be more eloquent and open, and therefore she is getting more onlookers, and people are around her in larger number than they are with the angel. So we find here the spider woman winning more attention and becoming the cynosure of all eyes and catching more attraction and attention of the people than gained by the angel. So that difference is what the writer describes here. So again, if you think about if you try to read between the lines, we know how the innate goodness is not attractive to ordinary people, whereas the gilded are more attractive and impressive to ordinary people. So angel is the benevolent and the benign being, and he is not attractive, or he is not impressive to the people around. Whereas the spider woman, in all its ugliness, is able to win the attention and the interest of the people because of his ability to win over people through his eloquence and the attractive mannerisms and behavioral patterns. So again, how much the good strives on this world, on this earth, and how much the evil thrives in this world is what the writer describes through these lines. Her only nourishment came from the meatballs that charitable souls chose to toss into her mouth. So the next paragraph speaks about appreciation and the care received by the spider woman from the hands of people. So they are so much expressing their concern and affection towards the spider woman to such an extent that they are ready to feed the spider woman with meatballs, which they do not do for the angel. And in the case of angel, we saw in the previous paragraph how they threw the leftovers, tomatoes and breakfast. They literally threw the mothballs on the angel with least affection and care. So we find a marked difference in the behavioral patterns and the expressions of the people towards the spider woman and that of the angel. And the very reason is the spider woman is more relatable to them, and she also is very open and eloquent, which the angel is not. And the angel, he is so much demure and silent, which makes the people just be off from the angel. So there is a kind of communication gap, or a kind of unfriendliness between the people and the angel. And they even have a wrong notion that the angel is a haughty being. And they are even misreading the silence of the angel to his haughtiness, to his haughty behavior. Besides the few miracles attributed to the angel showed a certain mental disorder, like the blind man who did not recover his sight but grew 3 new teeth, or the paralytic who did not get to walk but almost won the lottery, and the leper whose sores sprouted sunflowers. So again, the adamant nature of people and how they are judgmental and how they want miracles to occur as per their demands is described here. So as long as those miracles are as per their requirement and demands, the ordinary people, they are not even ready to accept them as miracles. So they are comparing the supernatural powers of the spider woman and the angel, and they consider the miracles performed by the angels are not good enough, are not logically appropriate, because some miracles performed by the angel are not as per the requirement of the devotee. So a paralytic is instead of getting healed, he is winning a lottery. So again, we find slight mismatch there is from what he desired and what he got. And similarly, we have a blind man who did not recover his sight, his eyesight, but he's sprouting 3 new teeth. So that is actually the miracle that has happened to the blind man. So at least the miracles are not as he expected, and therefore these people are not ready to consider them count them as miracles. And finally, we have another person, the last person, a leper, whose leprosy is not healed, but it is sprouting, the wounds are sprouting sunflowers. So these are actually the miracles that are performed by the angel, but unfortunately not considered and treated as miracles by the beneficiaries. So again, the narrow-mindedness of human beings and how narrow-minded they are, and how evil some the mortals are, who are blindly judging the supernatural being, the angel, because of their ignorance, is what writer describes here. Those consolation miracles, which were more like mocking fun, had already ruined the angel's reputation when the woman who had been changed into a spider finally crushed him completely. So how the reputation of the angel suffered due to these miracles which literally backfired on him is described here. So even though he performed miracles, he could not make them appealing to the people, and because of that people went in large numbers to and became devotees of this spider woman. So again, how the people are after the glittering ones and the gilded ones is what the writer describes. So the truly benign and the true and genuine spiritual and supernatural being is literally turned down by the people, since they are more attracted towards the gilded ones. So again, how much the evil thrive in the modern world, and how much the benign and the appropriate and righteous people suffer in this world, is what the writer subtly presents through these comparisons. So the reputation of the angel literally suffered because he could not perform miracles, and the writer is actually subtly telling it through in a very sarcastic manner. He is subtly stating how much the supernatural being need to be alert in order to be loved and in order to be not to be worshipped by the devotees appropriately. That is how Father Gonzago was cured forever of his insomnia, and Pelayo's courtyard went back to being as empty as during the time it had rained for 3 days and crabs walked through the bedrooms. So these lines speak about how normalcy got restored, and Father Gonzago is again blessed with restful sleep. So he was concerned about the presence of the supernatural being, the angel, in the household, and how it was inviting lots of attention from people in his parish. So now, since the attention has gone back to the spider woman, Father Gonzago is regaining lots of peace and rest he lost in the previous days. So that is again reflective of the selfishness and the lack of integrity of Father Gonzago. So he is more at ease when he realizes that the supernatural being, the angel, is getting low in the appreciation of the ordinary people, and he's at ease at the thought that the spider woman is winning more attention of the people in his community. So that again shows how selfish people can be and how ignorant they are to appreciate the real virtue of the genuine beings, genuine supernatural beings around them.